Good morning, everyone. Today is June 6th, 2020. Today is my mom's, would have been my mom's birthday. She would have been 71 years old. So I know she's with me right now. I hope you can all hear me. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can hear me properly? I think it's coming in okay. Good morning, guys. Thank you for jumping on so early. You guys are fabulous. I love you all. Like, honestly, I can't thank you enough for tuning into the Truth News. Well, my Truth News. Again, with all news, please do your own all news of mine and really anybody else's. Do your own research. Use your own discernment. Don't believe everything I say. I don't think anybody should believe anything anyone says until you see action. Thank you for giving me the thumbs up on my sound. Okay, hopefully I'm not going to hit my microphone while I'm talking to you because I'm so excited. Oh, I'm shaking, you guys. I need to take a deep breath because I lost my shit yesterday when I was trying to give the news. Not so good. Sound is not so good. I'll turn it up just a little bit. Is that better for you? No, I'll just turn it up a smidge. There, hopefully that works. If you guys can hear better. So, anyhow, my news today. Holy moly, you guys all just need to take a big deep breath. Firstly, this last week has been hard with the Black Lives Matter movement. I just want to address that right off the bat so we can get that out of the way because it's really not important right now. And I'm not discrediting any Black lives out there at all. I just want you to know I support the movement for all of human race, and I do know that Black people have gotten oppressed more than both. And I know the reason behind it as well. It's done by rich white guys trying to separate and divide us with a program called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. And it's all about division of class, color, race, you name it. Pick one. It's literally the cabal's map for destruction between humanity, like just to fight us war on war. So I want to address the other thing that was brought up with Joseph Gregory Hallett, King John III, in my last interview on May 31st, 2020. He let us know that he signed the last, he basically signed the last line of the Bible in the book of Revelations. And everybody is like asking me what that means. And I'll kind of explain it in my terms. I'm not discrediting anybody who's read the scriptures or anything thoroughly. My audio is bad. I hear that. I'm going to try and turn it up here. See if that works better. There, see if that works better. Is that better? Okay. So, wow, I don't even know where to begin. Firstly, Joseph Gregory Hallett is the new king of the UK, and also all of the other things that I listed in his titles. The reason why I think I'm getting a lot of flack on my support, and I've gotten so many videos sent to me, and they're all the same. They're all the same thing. So what my suggestion to everybody who's sending me negative things about Greg Hallett, I want you to go look on his page, if you can, and see that he's actually trying to bring world peace with everyone. And that's an important key going forward, okay? So just know that he's supporting world peace. And in our last conversation on May 31st, 2020, he said something to the effect of, I mentioned Australia. And he goes, as long as they're not doing silent weapons for quiet wars, I'm down with them having a government, because everybody needs government for protection. We all need to protect us from ourselves. We all know what happens when we're not, right? So, anyhow, going forward, I mentioned on my Facebook page, and I mentioned, I think here the day before yesterday, that China has gone through a big revolution. The people that I saw on the comment or on the YouTube video that was sent to me, and I got it numerous times, and it is on my Facebook page numerous times, and I will try and get the link in here, but it is on my Facebook page, which is Raven Moonstone, and I think it's on Red Pill Raven, which is attached to Raven Moonstone, and I don't know if I put it on Twitter or Instagram, but anyhow, wow. Basically what that Chinese new movement, government movement that's happening, everyone's like, what does that mean? I don't understand. It's just two guys in a boat and nobody's going to believe me. Well, what those two guys basically are representing, the white guy has worked with Donald Trump, and I believe the Asian guy is part of the new government that's for one vote, one person. They are pretty much all of the things they mentioned were the same thing as GESARA law, like giving back money to the seniors, returning lands. Like, it was quite incredible. I was like, holy crap, China's gone down, woo! I was so excited. So that was on June 4th, that announcement. Then yesterday, Mr. Trump made a fabulous speech. There were so many clues. We have everything we need to know. You know why he's saying that, you guys? Because since April 13th, the very first GESARA economic package was released. And that was released for, I think, 25 countries that were in severe debt and what have you. So that is right on my Instagram page. I posted it this morning or last night on my Instagram, and that's at Raven Moonstone Art. You can go check it out. It starts out with a little thing that says IMF on it. Declaration. So, whose name am I spelling? I don't know. Joseph Gregory Hallett, Hallett. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but yes. So he goes by Greg Hallett on Facebook, but that page is like clogged, and I believe his king.of.uk page is up and running. Again, it has been crashing several times because of the enormous amount of traffic and people trying to send him money. PayPal was sending back his money, people's money. It's been a gong show. So I will let you know that I am in close contact with the King's courtiers, and I'm considered one of them for Canada. So I get some information that a lot of people don't get, which I'm glad of, and I get it quicker than a lot of people, which I'm very grateful for. And a lot of QAnons that are out there working, white hat people, thank you. Like, honestly, I love all the news you share with me, even if sometimes it's like 6 or 7, 8 times of the same thing. I know you guys are way, way, way awake. So, what does this mean? Well, what that means is in Donald Trump's speech yesterday, he mentioned something about, I don't know, I saw a picture of him in front of Transition to Greatness. And I posted that on my page because Adi and I made that video. Well, he made it and he put my work in it. It's called Transition to Greatness, and it introduces the new king. So I got goosebumps all over just now, by the way. So what this means for everybody is you didn't know after 40 days and 40 nights of staying in your homes, you basically qualified from slavery to sovereign. That's part of the reason of coronavirus. Coronavirus means we crown him. Corona means crown, okay? So I'm going to start crying when I read some of this because it's just so freaking awesome. So this is what's already happened on April 13th, okay, to 25 countries. They have been released of their economic debt. So what that means for the rest of the world moving forward. NESARA and GESARA is basically, the way I understand it, GESARA is, the visual I can give you is an infinite loop, golden loop. Okay, that's built on RNA and DNA of the bloodline of Eve. Her name is Kimberly Ann Gogan. Okay, so I know that sounds a little far-fetched, but again, we're 70 or 80 years behind in technology, so we need to upgrade our DNA every time we get this kind of information. That's what we're all doing here, by the way, is upgrading our DNA for knowledge. So what this whole thing means, and this is what the king was trying to promote, Donald Trump is trying to promote, Putin is trying to promote, this new party in China is trying to promote. I know they made peace with India and a big deal about gold. Basically all countries. People keep asking me about Israel. Things will be released. This is the start of like a new day. This is going to be released like in the real news. You have to understand we are in an information war. AI versus IQ, okay? And dark versus light, good versus evil. So they've been trying to hide this NESARA and GESARA law from us, and I will tell you the last time it was supposed to be implemented. September 11th, 2001 at 10 a.m. September 11th, 2001, this law was supposed to be unraveled by George W. Bush. We all know what happened that day, and we all know who have seen videos that 9/11 was orchestrated by that very man, okay? So moving forward, what does this whole thing mean? Why is this law even available? Well, if you want to go read on this actual link, it's really great information. Go to intothelight.news. And there's a whole thing that says NESARA, GESARA, and they'll tell you when it started and how it started. But I will tell you the basic reason why that law exists. It was created to protect we, the people, from corruption against our government and the Federal Reserve. This is what JFK was trying to talk about and brought down 7 days before he was shot, okay? This is something that a lot of people knew about, and if you were ever asked about it, you couldn't talk about it. Everybody knows about it, apparently, in the government, in the White House and stuff, this is a common thing. So this is what Mr. Trump has been trying to do in the last 3 years, okay? He has literally tried to drain the swamp. If you don't know what that means right now, I will tell you exactly what that means. There is corrupt three-letter numbered whatever companies in the CIA, FBI. You guys all know that there are bad people that were in there. Same with the judicial system. Same with the Child and Family Protective Services. Same with all of those things, okay? Kim, I'll tell you about the difference with the chip in the hand, because this is an important video for everybody to explain. I'm going to explain the difference, okay? So, what I'm going to tell you is what I know is this law was created to keep us safe. So now what this law is instituting, and it will be worldwide, because this law acts on our DNA, not a chip in the hand. I will explain the difference. So the mark of the beast they talk about in the Bible, okay, and false prophets, and the Antichrist with an I, and anything else. Like, I can explain all of that into 3 words. New World Order. Okay? That's what the Bilderberg group was all about, which is, in essence, the Illuminati cabal. They work with the trilateral councils and the oil cartel. So when Mr. Trump came into office, we were already in a state of emergency, a state of war from September 11th, 2001. So he had every right as a commander-in-chief to take down, with force if necessary, any person or government that was out to harm us, okay? So that includes Canadians, and we all know that the Americans have spans everywhere in their world wars, okay, or all these wars. But all of those wars go back to the silent weapons for quiet wars. These were all started to create division. And all of the wars done since September 11th, people were like, oh, they're only after oil. You know why they were after oil? Because the oil money was tied to banks that were not part of the Federal Reserve. So they went bombed the shit out of these countries and then tried to squeeze them out of their oil dollar so they would collapse those banks that weren't attached to the Federal Reserve. That was the whole thing about all of these wars that we've been living through, okay, is to try and, it's just crap, okay? So we're not going to focus that on anymore, okay? So what the mark of the beast is, or was, is you can go look up the patent number. It's called ID 2020. The patent number is 2020060606. And what that is it was the chip in the right hand, and that had biofluorescent dye or something in it that act with the 5G towers. And it also acted with your own stuff. So it was a way for them, the New World Order, to control you through sound frequencies. And there is a patent for sound frequencies. I've posted it many times on my Facebook page. It's called subliminal mind control or subliminal radio waves. And you can go look that up, but do not use Google. Use DuckDuckGo as your search engine. You can find out a whole lot of stuff when you do that. So what that whole thing with the Mark of the Beast was part of what's called Agenda 21. Now, Agenda 21 is part of this Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. That meant they were going to do GMO, chemtrails, the chipping, mandatory vaccines, ripping us out of our home, giving us no human rights whatsoever. If you want to know what was happening in China at the very beginning of the outbreak, I will fill you in. People are not aware. The people that were pulled out of their homes and dragged out onto the street were whistleblowers just like me telling the truth. They were literally telling everybody that the towers that around the Wuhan factory and all that place in Wuhan were toxic and poisoning people. They were telling people about the factory and the whole system. They were getting dragged out of their homes, beaten, lit on fire, killed. Let's pay respect for those poor people right now. Nobody's screaming about those poor people in China that died for the cause, okay? Now, that brings me back to the other matter. We are all like the BLM matter, okay? That is funded by George Soros, who is in the Bilderberg Group. Who is George Soros? George Soros is a Hungarian US citizen who basically made $1 billion in one day by breaking the Bank of England. He has funded $30 million into the Black Lives Matter Foundation campaign for Ferguson campaign. Now that guy has even gone on YouTube. You can go look him up, and he's he's talking shit against the system now, against Black Lives Matter. So I've gotten a lot of flack for being white privilege, which I find very funny because I want to know when I can use that white privilege. I've never had white privilege. I have been a victim of child abuse, rape, torture. I don't even want to get into it. I've been in front of knife, gun, and axe violence. I have seen things that people in Africa probably haven't seen. Okay? So shut your holes with your white privilege, because I am part Indigenous, like a very small part, but I consider myself a human race person, okay? If I actually could and cared about it, I could have gotten a little card, okay? I don't want a card. A card means nothing to me because we're all part of the human race, period. So, moving forward in a positive note and leaving that behind us, you can understand why I was so passionate about sticking up for what is going on in this world, what they are doing to try and separate us and divide us. I've met some very lovely people who've said some not very nice things to me about what they think is going on. And I love you, and I still love you, and I forgive you for saying those things. because I'm going to give you the best news of your life right now and tell you what's happening. And I'm not even crying, guys. I had to drink some coffee and smoke a little. And so what does NESARA and GESARA do? And this is going to be rolled out. Like I said, it started April 13th, okay? People were wondering what happened on April 10th, 2020. Well, the Pope announced Joseph Gregory H. Christ is king. In there, he said, not a bone of scripture will be broken. So you can go watch that. And the reason why that's important is because Christ is a title, and the Bible was written in predictive text, as you can see behind me. It's in typography and theology. And what that means is it's basically the Bible was a story for our lives, okay? And they show dark and light in it. They have to show you the devil and an angel, you know, on both sides or whatever. You're the one who makes the choice. So when this was all done and finished on May 31st, we were free as people from the scriptures of story, if that makes any sense. We were in a new age. So, and why that's important is because people are getting Greg Hallett confused with an antichrist, and he's actually the title of Christ, and the title of Christ is a Lord. And Donald Trump's father has Lord in the middle of Frederick and Trump, and his mother's name is Mary. So that gives me a lot of pause to think it is a title. There's Jesus Christ out there, there's Joseph Christ. What the Antichrist means, Antichrist with an E, means of God from Abraham. Simple. The other one means it's against God, and we all know that's from the Cabal. There's many people who have faces for it. I think I don't know at this point, I think it's George Soros. But anyways, we'll get to that later in another video. Let's talk about this GESARA, because I'm just so gunned about it. So when your government is corrupt, this law is like, boom, there's no questioning it. If you have a good president like Mr. Trump, he's pushing this forward, full steam ahead. So he had to drain the swamp of all the lizards. He had to make America great again. And what he means by that is he took down the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve was the literally bank of the world, excluding those ones that got bombed. So when he said make America great again, this is what it means. This act will do away with the Federal Reserve. It zeroes out all credit card, mortgage, oh my God, I'm going to start crying, banking, and all due to government illegal activities, banking and illegal government activities. There will be no income tax pretty soon. There's going to be a huge increase in benefits to seniors. The reason our seniors are snowed out and have Alzheimer's and on 35 pills a day, according to my neighbor, is because they have knowledge that you can't even get to because they're snowed out. Okay, so all of that will be lifted because there's over 6,000 patents that are going to be released that have been suppressed for free energy, anti-gravity, sonic healing machines, okay? There's releases of large sums of money for humanitarian purposes and world cleanup. If you guys haven't watched the Venus Project on YouTube, I've been following that in Zeitgeist for years. That's what our world's gonna look like. Fast forward to the Jetsons. All aggressive US government military actions will stop immediately. Donald Trump has gone around the world and made peace, and the fake news has not reported it because the fake news is run by the cabal. Okay, period. End of story. The IRS now is going to become the Treasury Department. So they're going to look at all of the money that we've paid out erroneously and basically siphon that back into our system. So we are going to return back to constitutional law. And what that means for everybody is, and I'm going to point out too, part of this rewriting of the law can only be done by King John III. Okay, he holds title to change constitutional or Magna Carta type stuff all over the world, okay? So we're going to reinstate titles of nobility. There's going to be a titles of nobility amendment. I think that has to do with returning land back to the original landowners. And this is very important for Aboriginal Indigenous people around the world. Around the world. Okay, not just in Canada, around the world. Okay, it monitors election. One person, one vote. There's a reason I haven't literally voted my whole entire life, because I thought it was a scam. Now I could not be happier to go and put my little voice in that system. Okay, this has been my voice the whole time, just telling the truth and saying that's crap. So what it's going to do is create a new U.S. Treasury that's rainbow backed by gold, silver, precious metals. This is including currency all the way back to FDR in 1933. Okay, yes, we could all be nobility, because after our 40 days and 40 nights of lockdown, we are sovereign, period. So remember when I was telling you that Greg Hallett broke some of the codes in the Bible and he had to wait a certain amount of time? Well, there was one that I remember seeing, 40 plus 7. And I'm like, oh, 40 days and 40 nights, like in the flood. That's what I thought. And how ironic that 40 plus the 7 plus another 40 plus whatever it was is literally the spiritual 777 of releasing us into sovereignty. And Greg Hallett is just a regular guy. We don't want another monarch. We need a little bit of control, because we don't need complete chaos as sovereign people while we're ascending to 5D. We need a little bit of restraint. So we will be going back to the constitutional law, and it also forbids the sale of American birth certificates, and Canadian birth certificates are in that too. So now we are no longer a corporation. We no longer have a straw man. Okay, this goes back to the 1999 when it was broken, that federal system of the old, in the postmaster office that I was telling you about, Castle Wars, by Sergeant Robert Horton. You can go look him up on YouTube, Sergeant Robert Horton, War Castles, and he'll explain to you how we were all enslaved into this system that was broken. He'll explain who broke the system and rewrote it. And that is pretty much how I understand the system of truth, GESARA, NESARA working, because we're all infinite beings. So we all attach to this system with our DNA, RNA in a system of time. You have to think of it like Minority Report, and it works kind of on your biometrics. So when you go up to the bank and you're sitting there and you want to take out money, and if there's a dark shadow trying to steal money from you, it doesn't matter how many times you put in your PIN or whatever, it will not give you money. So there was no debt in the system, because the system works on 1 plus 2 equals 3. Then on the other side of it, it's 3 minus 2 equals 1. So it's a constant floating system based in truth and based in now time, in the present, of what present funds are needed. It's not what's projected. I worked in the mortgage industry. I know all about draw mortgages and interest rates and all of that baloney. All of that is gone. Gone. G-O-N-E. Gone. I spelled that right, I hope. Just kidding. Anyways, so it also retrains all of the judges. So we are getting retrained back to constitutional law. They are getting retrained back to constitutional law. So you understand why I'm like so jacked right now. Yes, Russell J. Gould freed the USA from New World Order. He also freed Canadians in 1999, because Canadians, our birth certificates and everything are through the same post office. Canadian Postmaster General is run through the U.S. Postmaster General's office. So when this is affecting, people keep asking me about Trudeau. I'm like, Donald Trump's the president right now. And if you want to know what a patriot is, a patriot is a true patriot who believes in the good of the cause for the land and humanity. That's what a true patriot is. It's not someone who's out there burning flags or whatever you think people are doing. So, true patriot is sticking up and fighting for the rights and freedoms of our whole world right now. That's what true patriots are. So the king is here, whether people want to admit it or not. I mean, shit's happened. Shit has happened. April 1st, the Queen announced, or the papers were delivered to Queenie and Pope, and they were signed in the legal documents. April 6th, I forget what happened on April 6th. There was an event. April 10th, the Pope announced Joseph Gregory H. Christ. April 13th was the 25 countries that got GESARA economic relief. Like, I don't know. I can see everything happening, you guys. Like, if you guys can't see it happening, I can totally see it happening. June 4th, China, announced that they were going to the one vote, one person for humanitarian rights, giving rights back to the seniors. Like, honestly, this is just, how will the children's education system be fixed? Yeah, that's an interesting question. Okay, first of all, I know you're not going to have, and nobody's going to be putting their kids back in school with big dividers next year. You have to understand that this movement going forward is literally the dark before the light. Okay, so we have seen some of this light where it's seeping through brightly. We need now, as human beings, now that we know we're free from economic debt, we need to focus on A, waking the others, B, envisioning everything in our third eye that we can create to help heal other people, help heal this earth. That is what's going to make more people ascend faster. So if you do happen to get released from debt early while others are still struggling, spread your wealth. I mean, we all bitched at the elite not sharing their wealth for this long. So if I just happen to ironically come into a large sum of money, I'm sharing my money. No, don't send me emails asking if you can have some either. I have a whole list of people I got to attach that to first. But you know what I'm getting at. You need to help people in your community, no matter what that looks like. No matter if it's the person fighting about a skin color and you're just trying to educate them and keep saying we are all one. We all used to be black in another life because we are infinite, immortal beings in biological skin suits. We were all Chinese before in another life. We were all Indian before in another life. We have all walked in another person's shoes, period. We have all walked in another person's shoes. And if you want to know why the indigenous people have been kept down with drugs and alcohol so much, and we've been shamed into believing that was a bad thing, that happened to them and they're just whatever. I have met so many enlightened spirits that are even addicted on the streets right now. So these people have been kept down by the elite because they are the original landowners and they carry a very special Holy Spirit within inside of them that they can tap into with their knowledge from their elders very easily. So you can imagine that the elders have this wisdom that they have not been allowed to share as original landowners with the rest of us that have immigrated here, okay? So you can understand why this silent weapons for quiet wars was taken out long ago. This is a manufactured new world order by the elite so they could feed their greed of adrenochrome. And I'm sorry if you don't know what that is, but you'll get awakened to that soon. I just want to leave you guys on like a couple of really positive notes that you can go do. So firstly, I know everybody's like, oh, you're promoting your Instagram about Black Lives Matter. I'm promoting my YouTube channel because I'm speaking my truth that I've learned, okay? I'm speaking my truth as best as I can and to give you guys the information that you can share with your families. If you don't want to share my videos, that's okay. But again, please do not copyright and chop up my videos and and put them on your own agenda unless you have my permission and it flows with the truth. If it doesn't flow with my truth, you cannot use it. So, oh yeah, I forgot to do a little song so that this is a music video. I don't know what to do for my song. So I'm just going to say follow at Raven Moonstone on Facebook. My Facebook page is Red Pill Raven. I did do a live Facebook feed about the news yesterday and I was bawling. It was super emotional. I'm trying to keep my energy calm and because it's so surreal right now. I just feel like I'm living in this cool matrix. Raven Moonstone Art on Instagram. I'm trying to get better at posting things there and I have help with Twitter. Thank you, Shannon, so much. She's been helping me just knock it out of the park with my Twitter account, which is at Raven Moonstone. All of them have me wearing a red polka dot dress. So my links, most of my links, I'd say 99% of everything I've ever talked about is on my Facebook page. On my Facebook page, it goes all the way back to April. I do try and post links in my videos now. I'm trying to get better at that. But I wanted to leave you with some really great thoughts moving forward. I am excited to tell you that I will be putting together the Truth News channel, and I am applying for the biggest grant that I can apply for with the biggest crew of Truth News seekers that I can find. So I've already put it out to the universe for a total personal assistant to help me and be my voice, and I have gotten somebody to step up to the plate to that. So we're just going through a little bit of training, but the people who are applying still, I'm going to be responding back because there's some very interesting resumes that are coming in my world. So I'm still going to be swearing. I'm still going to be the same old Raven. Don't worry about it. See, I'm not wearing makeup today. And I don't know. People are like, don't get too professional. I'm like, I don't know what professional is. Like, honestly, was born from the fact native. Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you, Jeff. Yeah, that's right. Read minds, they were that clear in consciousness. That's exactly right. So the indigenous people were the white man speaks with forked tongues is the truth, because they were talking of through dark and light at the same time. And that actually goes to a good point. I have a lot of people going, oh, I don't believe what this person said or that person said, or in that video, it doesn't resonate with me. Here's how I do my research. And I appreciate people who do this as well on my page. You're watching the video and you hear something, you're like, wait, that doesn't make sense to me. You write it down, or you're writing down the information as facts or to check up on. So what I do is I write down pretty much anything that I'm attached to vibrationally in truth or even questioning, and then I go do my own research. And if the vibration still rings true after about 2 or 3 pages of reading different people's point of views, maybe even sometimes 10, if I'm not believing exactly, then I just move on. But your intuition gets really good after doing this, as long as we all have been doing it, right? So, yeah, screw professional, right? Oh, yeah. Now I have to think of they're yelling timber. They're going down. That's right. You won't forget. I can't remember the words. I only know the bad words to songs. So, but you can think of imagine all the people living life in peace. You. There's my shitty singing for today. You're welcome, everyone. So there's my music video for today. And I want you to share the crap out of my YouTube channel, because I know my YouTube channel is right in a lot of the facts, because I've had confirmation from very important high official people in the white hat movement that are A, sending me information, and B, confirming my information. So I'm all for world peace. I've literally been asked when I think I was in high school, it's like, what would you do if you won the lottery? You know what my answer was? I would donate half to charity because it's tax deductible, and then I would party hardy. Hilarious now. Like, just hilarious. So that's kind of how I roll. Like, give away. You don't need all of that much. We really will be living in so much abundance. So much abundance. You guys need to stop thinking about debt and negativity while you're raising your vibration to share this message of freaking happiness. Like, fuck, I'm so fucking happy, you guys. I'm just trying to keep my feet on the ground because I think I'm going to float away if I don't. Okay, I'm going to float away if I don't. So I'm super excited. I'm literally putting out every single thing that I've ever dreamt about into the universe because it's coming back to me in tenfold. Everything that has been taken away from me financially. And one time I did have $500,000 in equity. Thank you, X, for that. But karma's a thing because that happened to him right after. So I've always known karma works. So money comes, money goes. But the truth always stays here. The truth is the light and the love. The truth is when we connect together in our pineal glands to the creator and the source, we all will know our former lives and how we are all one in the tree of life. You guys need to keep the vibrations high, keep your spirits high, sing, laugh, pray. I had a wonderful dinner with my group of 8 last night, met some really lovely more people. I cannot tell you how grateful I am at all the light workers out there who are working with me and supporting me. This isn't about me. This is my face and my voice, but these are not my thoughts alone. I've had so many people say, you talk and think exactly like I do. So I know there must be vibration in that. You know, yeah, go buy a new car. That's what I say. Go buy a new car. Throw your taxes in the back box or whatever. Knock yourselves out, you guys. Like, we should be envisioning the life that we want. I'm envisioning my teeth. I've lost a lot of teeth from lupus. I'm envisioning all my teeth get fixed and 3D implants just like that for free. That's what I'm envisioning. I'm envisioning that I don't have as many gray hairs as I do. Maybe it just all grows gray or all goes some glowy golden thing when we get our wings. I'm really wondering about that. I'm like, but I do like my warrior hair in case you haven't seen it. I'm going to give another shout out to Maya Lotus, Maya Lotus, in Calgary here for doing my dreads. I wanted to show you guys this because I can see it here. This here little sugar skull, I got that put in my hair to represent all of the children that we have been fighting for. All of the children who we were in the tunnels before. All of the children that have gone missing off of our planet in the last 2,000 years to feed the hunger of the dark side. I want you to think about those children as coronavirus babies coming back into the golden age and just being so, I'm getting goosebumps, so wrapped up in our love and light, welcoming them into this age of peace, world peace, humankind being gentle, loving, and light beings like we all were. We all are that. We've been shadowed for so long. We've encountered our shadow selves and in our egos and things like that. But it's time to let go a big part of our ego in our search for the truth. Okay? It doesn't matter what people are saying about you right now. What other people say about you is none of your business. And oh man, do I have the trolls. Like, oh, she looks like she's on drugs. She looks like this. She looks like that. And I'm like, petty, whatever. I'm raising my vibration because I cannot stand how excited I am. I'm like, I'm ready to just crack my headphones in half. You know, I'm ready to just like, I don't know, I'm supposed to be going out to the park in a few minutes and I've got so much work to do. So look what I've got hanging up behind me, the Great Awakening map. So if you don't know where to find that, thegreatawakeningmap.co. There's free downloads. They don't charge you anything. That I went and got printed off at my favorite printers up in Crowfoot, Calgary called Crowfoot Sureprint. I told them I would give them a little plug, and there it is. They didn't really believe anything that I was saying the other day, and I love those girls. They are like probably the only place where I've been a regular customer in the city. I'm not joking. I love those girls. They just know what's going on. So check them out if you need any cards or anything like that. It's great to shop local, and that's why I support those people, because they are a local company. So anyways, who looks like it costs money now at their page. I'm not sure what that means. So I don't know. I know I monetized just one of my videos, the number 3 video, because it had the most, and we were just trying it out to see what YouTube was going to do, if they were going to take it down, because I don't know if I swore in it though, so or not. They haven't unmonetized it, so we've just left it up as kind of just to see what YouTube was going to do with truth news, you know. So I have been shadow banned a little bit, and what that means, you have to go press in Raven Moonstone Art number 1, Raven Moonstone Art, whatever, to find some of the videos if you haven't liked and subscribed. So for all of you people who haven't woken up and don't know what the heck I'm talking about and a lot of this stuff, this is my time where I'm going to tell you to please go watch Out of Shadows by Liz Crokin. Fabulous woman, hats off to you. And Fall of the Cabal 1 through 10. Watch the whole entire thing. She also has great videos on her link. I think it's, oh heck, what the heck's it called now? I can't think of the name of her thing, but she has COVID. And her name's Janet Usgard. I know, girls, I'm pronouncing it wrong. So the other one that you want to go watch to get a little bit more caught up to speed is Out of Shadows UK, and then there's Out of Shadows 2 Clones. Now these can all be found on my Facebook page, and I'm gonna try and post links to everything right on my YouTube information and on my Facebook page information, so people can just go right there. I have some work to do. That's the professional part I have to get at. So yeah, I'm trying to do my best to give you what you need and answer as many questions as I possibly can. I'm working on a new timeline to discern between the 1953 coronation and all of the silent weapons for quiet wars that happened versus King John III's timeline that runs is going to run parallel, so we can see where truth and where fake, well, it was truth to us, where these things were done. The shadow governments were set up. That's the Bushes, the Clintons, the Obamas, and yes, the Obamas, if you don't know, are in trial. Their clones are in trial, and everything that we're seeing is being played out as exactly as it should be. I think Mr. Trump is doing a fabulous job. He is this like super freaking smart man. He knows what he's talking about. And if you want some light and love vibrations, check out David Wilcock. I love him. He's such a fascinating man. I've watched him for hours and hours and hours on end. And he never forgets anything that somebody tells him. It's kind of like me, but sometimes I forget people's names. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm envisioning your name in your former life and I'm getting it fucked up in this one. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Anyways, light and love to you guys. I want you to do at least 20, 30 minutes a day outside of the grass, where you're connecting your body to the earth vibration of 432 megahertz. If you want to know what healing frequencies are or where you can find them, just Spotify. I go on Spotify, listen to healing frequencies, and there's a whole bunch of different ones for different things. And literally, after I've been using the pain frequencies frequently, like so consistently, I used to have a limp really bad, and I was at a point where I was honestly contemplating getting a cane or something because I was in so much pain and I couldn't walk on my feet and I had plantar fasciitis. Like, I've been waitressing as a second job or a full-time job most of my life while I was doing all these other corporate jobs. So that explains my temperament, guys. And I will not ask you if you want fries with that after. So a lot of my pain went away. A lot of my pain went away in these healing frequencies. So know that I believe in them. I think they're friggin' awesome. They work for me. And I've been using colloidal silver. Thanks, Sam, for that. And I've been putting chlorella, whatever, CHLOREL, I can never say that word, in my smoothies, which is basically like coral chlorophyll stuff. And please find it grown in or made in a factory as opposed to China. There is a difference in the quality, apparently. I don't know. I bought mine made in Canada. So I'm not saying anything anti against Chinese people. It's just that particular thing apparently has better nutritional value if it's made in a factory in Canada or somewhere. I just bought it because it was local. And it was more expensive and I didn't care. So, yeah, and I can walk with cane from my accident. Oh, right on. Okay, and the other thing I'm a total supporter of is cannabis, CBD oil. Go check out any way you can ingest it. And the reason why I say that is for years people are like, oh, you're a conspiracy theory, smoking all that weed. It opens up your mind. It literally releases the chains that they put on you in your constrictive barriers. So you wonder why stoners are sitting there having these big friggin' philosophical discussions while they're playing video games or eating a bag of fucking Doritos, sitting on their couch or whatever the hell they're doing. It's because they're connecting. They're literally connecting in the way they know how. So go outside, get your vibes, get your fresh fruits and vegetables, get your fresh water, get your exercise in. Nobody's talking about getting the exercise in and getting your light vibes out there. They're all talking about vaccines. Like, go jog. You'll feel better. Oh, don't jog. I only run if cops or bears are chasing me. That's my joke for years. And now I'm thinking, if a cop tried to chase me now, I just red pill him like I have the other 10. Yeah, I'm famous here. They literally look at me and go, I know her, and they walk away. Anyways, I'm going to let you go because I've been talking to you for like almost an hour. And thank you, everybody. Yeah, they did smoke poppies back in the day, too. So connect to your higher source in the way that you feel comfortable. I'm not telling you to go like smoke joints, and run crazy if it's illegal right now in your country, but it's legal in ours. So I can speak freely about that. But I do wish you all light and love and high vibrations. I don't know if I'm going to be able to jump on tomorrow and do a live video unless there's some super duper news, because I think I have a radio interview and a Zoom conference call, excuse me, to get through. So I'm doing my best to try and get my own vibe going and staying away from social media as much as I can in the interim to repair my own vibration. So I am taking very good care of myself. Thank you to everyone who has concerns for me and sending me so much information. Light and love to you. I mean, literally, light and love to all of you. And it's happening. It's all happening. It's happening. We are on, this is also celebrating, by the way, June 6th celebrates D-Day, I think. So I think that's right, because my mom's birthday was on D-Day. I don't know, somewhere around there. So look it up. Today is a freaking awesome day for so many things, you guys. This is the truth, as best as I can report it to you. So light and love to you guys. Have a great day, and blessings to the entire world as we go to GESARA law. I'm not afraid at all. I have goosebumps from head to toe. I know this resonates to my very utter core. Light and love.